Hi, it's Todd from Todd's Workshop and Todd Cutler here, and today we got Daggers and Bayonets, A History by Logan Thompson. Now, this is one of the books from my earliest days of making knives. It's one of the first ones that I bought actually, so it's got a very close place in my heart. It's also a good book. So I don't know when it's published. I'm going to say that it was published in the 80s by the look of it, maybe early 90s. It's got a picture on the front there that look, as far as I can tell, they're all daggers from the Wallace Collection. And it's a collection that I know really quite well because I used to know, well, I do know, Toby Capwell, who used to be the curator at the Wallace Collection. So I was often down there examining pieces. And in fact, this Todd Cutler reproduction here is one of the very famous, iconic pieces from the Wallace Collection. It's a lovely Rondel they've got, dated around 1400. So it's a great book, Daggers and Bayonets. Well, you know, my world doesn't move on to the bayonets. I stopped before that. So it does carry on into the early 20th century, I think. It's got interesting ones from around 1900 or so. You know, where they're still sort of dabbling with the idea of bayonets being swords and things like that. It's also got what I didn't realise were plug bayonets, which is something that I only came across, or first came across, because of this book. So it's those wonderful leaps that people make from time to time, that somebody went, well, I've got this new musket thing, which is great. But when I shoot somebody with my one shot, I haven't got a weapon anymore. Well, I know what I'll do is I've got this lovely holder here with this barrel. I can just take a knife handle and stuff it in the barrel there. And then I've got like basically a spear or a lance. Now, of course, the problem with that is that once you've got a knife that's stuck in the barrel, you've turned your musket into a single-use weapon. So for quite a while they did that. And then they decided to move on and you get the bayonet proper. But again, that stuff that I got out of this book, I mean, this is just a lovely plug bayonet there that you can see at the bottom. So you can see it's got a tapered handle with a little swelling on it. The idea being you can stuff it, jam it into the barrel, and it works. Well, it does work, but it's not a great solution to the problem. But anyway, this is not really about plug bayonets, or bayonets at all. So it also does look at Eastern weapons to a certain extent, or Middle Eastern weapons. And that's fine, but it's not, again, my core interest. But as you may have noticed, it also has fantastic pictures of European stuff. So they're all listed, all from the museums that they came from. I think most of them have overall sizes. So that gives you an idea of what the scale of these objects are. Now, you'll find in all of my books, I'm not too precious about them because they are working tools. I just make little notations there. And that's when I've been looking at something there and I've been taking scale readings off it. So there's little pencil things. And that, in fact, was that dagger there. This is a blunted version that I used for some fencing practice. But this is a copy of one from the Wallace there, swordbreaker style. So I've actually over the years made quite a lot of the knives in these books, knives out of the Wallace Collection, and quite a few out of this book here. So is it comprehensive? No, it's not. It is quite a thin book really, but it's nicely done. It's got a good history, it's well written, it's, as far as I can tell, accurate, which is not always the case with books. So it's well written, it's accurate, it's accessible. It's not exhaustive by any means at all, but it's a good sample layout of the different dagger styles at the different times. Is it worth getting? Yeah, I mean, you'll get this on the second-hand market, I'm sure, because it's probably out of print. You'll get it on the second-hand market. And it is absolutely well worth it. Oh, nice little page here, just flicking through. A little bit on Saxes there, and it even goes back to some old Roman stuff, but none of it in massive detail. And there is this particular drawing here. So, drawing of a common form of knife dagger around 1400, courtesy of D.W. Worthy, Esquire. Don't know who he is, but I like his thinking. And that's that, just down here on the bottom. And why I like that is it's just a really simple object. Now, people needed daggers, civil defence, occasionally if you are going away to war and you need something, Generally speaking, they're going to be made by a Cutler. Well, they had to be made by a Cutler under the guild system. But it doesn't mean that you've got lots of money. And you can make a handle like that very, very simply. It's exactly the sort of knife that you don't see in museums, but I, like presumably Mr. D.W. Worthy and Logan Thompson, believe probably existed in quite large numbers. So actually Todd Cutler has one that we call the Whittle Tang dagger. And it's basically based on that idea. There isn't, like I say, any strong evidence to say that that existed as such. There'll be some manuscript pictures which are probably too indistinct to know. But I am almost certain that that kind of dagger existed. And then after that, yes, we start to get into other lovely ones like that, which is a very iconic, famous one from Lee's Armories. Beautiful dagger, that. And there you have it. So, Daggers and Bayonets, a history by Logan Thompson. Not comprehensive, not vast, really accessible, nice overview of the subject. Absolutely, go get it. You'll be able to find a second-hand copy somewhere. But I'll put the listing to this in the notes like always. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again.